It doesn't matter how big or how small that random act of kindness is, but if you're feeling down in the dumps, if you're feeling like your life sucks at the moment, then one of the best ways that I always advise clients to move to is to do something for your community, do something for humanity, perform a random act of kindness, because that feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling, nothing can beat it. And you're in a state of gratitude from that moment. And that's what we're always trying to return to. This is episode 90. I am so happy that you're here, and thank you for joining my show, your coach, Helen Yuskovic. I am on a worldwide mission to help people get confident in putting themselves first, because I used to put myself second my whole life. And because of that, I experienced every unhealthy relationship possible. An unhealthy relationship with myself, my health, my wealth, my intimate relationships, my family, my friends, and my career. I'm now living in an abundance that I used to just dream about. So I want to pave the way for you too. It's time, guys. It's time that you live in the life of your dreams as well. So let's take a step towards that right now. P.S. Subscribe to my podcast on your app now so that you always tune in to my new episodes. Welcome back to the show. We have the beautiful Heidi here on today's episode, and Heidi's special. I'm so excited to have Heidi on the show. We are collaborating on one of her beautiful projects, which we will talk about today. But Heidi, she's the founder of something amazing called the I Love You Week, the Love You Week program, and she's also the founder of Within Waratah Wellness. She's a busy girl. And what's fascinating about Heidi is that she's actually been able to heal her body from physical and emotional pain through things like hypnotherapy and a collection of techniques which she has now become qualified to practice. And what's also unique about Heidi is that she draws on her own experiences of loss and of grief and parenthood, which allow her to really deeply connect with all of the amazing clients that she serves. So Heidi, welcome to the show firstly.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yay!
It's great to be here.
So exciting. Heidi, let's dive straight into this. People listening might not have heard of you before. So can you just describe your journey to today, to this very moment of your life? How did you get here? How did you even begin this journey?
So I got here on this journey through grief for me. I experienced hypnotherapy for myself probably about 3 years after my mum had passed. And I had a girlfriend said to me that, Heidi, you need to do something about yourself and be able to move forward. So I stumbled across hypnotherapy by accident, helping someone else. And I tuned into this lady and she really, really inspired me. I'm just like, that's what I need. So I experienced hypnotherapy for myself and it changed my life. My first hypnotherapy session, I walked out of there and I felt so much lighter. And so from then on, I went on a spiritual journey, and through my spiritual journey, I was always recommending to friends and clients to do hypnotherapy. And then it wasn't until years later, back in 2019, my dad passed away. He went missing out at sea, and that was a quite traumatic experience. But I did use hypnotherapy to get me through. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm going to become a hypnotherapist. So I did. And that journey has taken me moving forward on a lot of personal development, working on myself. And I just feel the happiest that I've ever been in my life. And I'm getting a little bit emotional. But to go through what I have in my past and to come out the other end through all the shadows and the darkness, and now I'm in the light, I just would love everyone to experience that. And
It's a beautiful journey. And what inspired you to create I Love You Week?
Oh, that was a beautiful download moment I had when I was folding the washing, because that's quite often when they come through. And to receive so much love from others to me through my experiences, that just fills my heart and makes me feel, so supported, and it gives me inspiration and joy as well. And I'm like, how can I give this back to others, but not just to my nearest and dearest and my community, my local community that supported me? Because when you go on a journey, you've got your friends, your family, your local community, but it goes further than that. And I guess that's what I want to do with the I Love You Week, is I want each and every community to experience that love within themselves, to be able to share that with others and to spread it around their community, and for beautiful Mother Earth to receive all of the ripple effect of the amazing vibrations people are creating through loving themselves.
That's beautiful. So let's talk about love. What does love mean to you, Heidi?
Oh, love is
Hmm.
so much. There's so many layers to love. There's so many levels of love. Love to me is when you've got this feeling in your heart and fills you up in a way that sometimes it's absolutely undescribable, and it overflows and it activates those chemicals in your body to express joy, laughter, fun. But also when you tap into your heart, you also feel those not so good emotions as well. So, you are going to cry, like when your heartstring gets pulled, when, you've had loss, when you've had grief, when you feel sad, when you've been hurt, you are going to express those not so good emotions. But if you're experiencing those not so good emotions, you're experiencing love. So for each and every person that has those not so good emotions sitting there, well, they see them as those not so good emotions sitting there. They have that ability within them. They've got that in their heart space to have that love of the laughter, the fun, the peace, the calmness, the happiness, to allow their heart to sing and just spread joy within themselves and to others around them.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Love is such a great feeling, and it's such a great attitude to live by, because I feel like when you come from a place of love in your everyday actions and in your everyday intentions, that your day is just filled with gratitude and all of those beautiful things that make you feel like you have purpose in this world. So I love everything about love. I always have. When I was 18, 19 something, I went and got a tattoo of a love heart because I was just in love with love so much. And I remember my childhood bed, I asked for this great big bed, and it was stainless steel, I think, and there was all sorts of love heart shapes at the top. So every time I went to sleep, felt like I was just immersed in love. And yes, I love everything about love too.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
Heidi, it's time for your first curveball. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
What is something that most people do not know about you?
Oh, about me.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm a bit of an open book.
Think about the listeners
The listeners.
and the first time that they've heard you.
Oh, something that they don't know about me. As a child, I've grown
Oh,
up with horses. Yeah, so my dad chucked me on a horse, I think, at 4 months old. And
wow.
I rode horses for quite a few years up until I was about 16 years of age.
Do you still have a horse?
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 horses. We do. They're my dad's. So, it's beautiful
So
to have them.
exciting. I've always wanted a horse.
Yeah.
Heidi, how can we attract more love in our lives? So there might be people listening that say, yeah, love is great, sounds amazing, but there's just not that much love in my life, or I haven't been able to experience love in my life. And for those people that are listening that are seeking to attract more of that into their life so that they can feel this amazingness every single day, what would your advice be into how we could attract more love?
I would ask yourself, what is it in your life that is in lack? And write down 3 things that you enjoy. And if you aren't doing anything on that list that you've written, those 3 things, I invite you to experience that, bring that joy into your life. And I'm doing a mind read here, but I could say after you've had that experience and you've shared it with someone, I think that potentially through your share that you would be saying, I love doing that so much. And that just starts to activate those beautiful happiness hormones throughout your body, and you'll just keep wanting more.
Sounds like an addiction.
Yes, love is.
Let's do that little exercise with me. So what was that first question? What are you in lack?
Yes. What are you in, like, where is lack in your life?
Let's have, it would have to be a relationship for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, relationship. So what are 3 things for relationship for you to bring that into your life with joy?
Oh, gosh. Okay. So 3 things that I enjoy.
Yes.
About a relationship.
Yes, or relationship with self.
Okay.
It could be.
I love, for relationship, the connection, sharing and connection. I love that. I actually love solitude. And I love independence. And I do that, which is, I see what you're saying now. And then what's something else that I enjoy about the present, being present and mindful.
Yep.
With self-love when it comes to that, making sure that everything is like in check.
Yep.
So I see. So if I do more of those things, then I'll be able to attract more of what it is that I want.
Yes, exactly that.
Really cool. So those of you listening, feel free to do that exercise right now as well. That's so cool. Heidi, let's keep going. I want to talk about I Love You Week because I think it's really fascinating what you're doing here. And she's been organizing this I Love You Week, guys, for a while now, and she's putting her heart and her soul into it. And that's why I wanted to invite her onto the show, because I wanted all of our worldwide listeners to listen in, because this is something that is going to be online, which means you have access to it from wherever you are in the world. Can you talk about everything that is happening in I Love You Week? Because you have an array of speakers and sessions that are going on. And then I would love to know also the reason that you created this specific event.
Okay, so the I Love You Week, the main concept of the I Love You Week is unconditional love for self. And this love overflows to others and then overflows to Mother Earth, raising beautiful vibrations, creating a beautiful ripple effect far and wide. And it's about unlocking a happier, healthier you, living your best life. And there are so many amazing practitioners, coaches, healers, nutritionists, clairvoyants, psychic mediums that are joining this amazing I Love You Week. And they are all sharing what they love in their life and what they do to help their clients out, help community on what there is that you can do to bring more love into your life. So there's over 15 international practitioners, and Helen, you're one of the amazing people that is joining the I Love You Week. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm excited for your session.
Me too. I love that there's so many different modalities and so many different practitioners and experts on how to facilitate more love in your life. And mine is also just another way. I will be leading a self-love seminar with a yoga practice, and yoga is one of those things that has brought an abundance of love and healing to my life. And I can't wait to share that.
I'm excited too. Yeah. And the beautiful thing that I love about this I Love You Week is, yes, we want each and every person their life so they can interact and experience it. But we're also mindful that not everyone can block out 7 days in their calendar because of work commitments, children, and whatever else is going on in their life. So the beautiful thing with this is when you register, you get your ticket and you get all the sessions sent to you. So you can do this 7-day journey at your own pace, and you can play back your favorite sessions as much as you like. You've got it there. It's yours to keep. And it is so worthwhile jumping on this 7-day journey because it's a beautiful way to open up your mind, to open up your heart to holistic ways of bringing love into your life, and also an opportunity to step forward and start your healing journey as well so you can live your best life.
So good. I will put all of the links to this event in the show notes, guys. So if you're interested, feel free to click on those links that are in the show notes or just send us a DM. But Heidi, it's time for your next curveball. Are you ready to play?
Yes, I'm ready to play.
What is your favorite form of self-care?
Oh, my favorite form of self-care is, I would have to say, my morning ritual. Yes, my morning ritual and sitting in silence.
Tell us about your morning ritual. What happens?
So my morning ritual every morning, usually I'm rising early and I go hang out in my healing room. I do my morning prayer, burn some candles, cleanse myself with the Palo Santo, call in my angels and protection for the day, ground in with some meditations, and I usually pull a daily angel card message as well. And yeah, it sets me up for the day ahead and I absolutely love it.
That's so amazing. Speaking of angel cards, let me pick one out for you today. Got some right here, guys. Heidi and I love this stuff. All right, Heidi, you ready for your message?
Yes, please.
I treat myself with compassion.
I love that. Yes, that's perfect.
So beautiful. I love affirmation cards. I love all of those, and I have them everywhere because I like to also make sure that I can just pick one for the day. I think because words of affirmation are so big for me, they make so much difference when I read them. So for those of you listening, if something simple like that lights you the hell up like us, then go and get yourself a deck. Heidi, is there anything else that you'd love to share?
Oh, I just want to share that I'm so grateful to have connected with you and to be sharing this amazing I Love You Week journey with you and with everyone that's listening today. And yeah, everyone just think of one thing that you love in your day and be grateful for it. And that's taking a step forward in your life.
What's one thing that you love about your day today?
I love that this morning I got to go to the clinic where I work at every second Tuesday to connect with my Divine Soul family. So it was beautiful to connect with other practitioners today there. So that's what's brought love into my day today.
And her smile is beaming. You probably can't see it because you're listening, but she's been smiling from ear to ear in the whole episode, and it's infectious. It makes me want to keep smiling. And so for those of you listening, I Love You Week is, when are the dates, Heidi? We forgot to mention the dates.
We did. So the first day kicks off on the 1st of August. 1st of August to the 7th of August. So
the first week of August it's such a great time because it's the beginning of the month. And I always believe how you start your months is a really great way to end your month. It's just like a New Year's resolution, but I sort of like that every single month. I love the month to start really amazing, abundant, full of gratitude and love. And then it sort of just sprinkles on to the end of the month. And Heidi, before you go, we've got one last curveball. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
We love random acts of kindness here at Whole Health, and we love doing them every single day. And your curveball is, when was your last random act of kindness? Or when was the last time someone performed a random act of kindness for you?
Oh, random acts of kindness.
Big or small?
Oh, Well, one that's just dropped into me is my husband. Well, this is my husband. He went shopping or Christmas shopping last year, and a lady tapped him on the shoulder and handed him an envelope. Anyway, and like she hunted him down and tapped him on the shoulder and gave him this envelope. And then she's run off and he's opened it and it's ho, 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 Merry Christmas, and it had $50 in it.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was so beautiful and he's brought it home. Yeah, so we've still got that $50 sitting in that card to do a random act of kindness. We thought we would have done it by now, but I think we'll save it till this coming Christmas to give back to someone else. Yeah.
Wow, that's so amazing. This is speaking about love, such a simple way to bring more love into your heart and into your life is to serve somebody else or to serve humanity in some way. It doesn't matter how big or how small that random act of kindness is, but if you're feeling down in the dumps, if you're feeling like your life sucks at the moment, then one of the best ways that I always advise clients to move to is to do something for your community, do something for humanity, perform a random act of kindness, because that feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling, nothing can beat it. And you're in a state of gratitude from that moment. And that's what we're always trying to return to. So there's a secret little hack on how to bring more love into your life. And if you'd like more tips and tricks and hacks and all sorts of goodness, make sure you jump onto I Love You Week for a week jam-packed full of love. I wish we could package it in a little jar and just be able to send it off to people.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much for coming onto the show, Heidi. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No problems. We've had a few internet delays. We've had a few doggies barking in the background, but we got there eventually.
We did.
I'll talk to you soon, Heidi.
Thanks, Helen. Bye.
Bye. I hope you guys love as much as I do. Yeah, I'm really excited about being part of this event. So for those of you listening, if you'd love to jump on the I Love You Week bandwagon, just check the links in the show notes or just DM me on Instagram. And before we go, I just wanted to share a little bit more about self-love, because this is one of my favorite areas to talk about. And what does self-love mean? There might be some of you listening that has no idea, like, what does it mean to love myself? How do I love myself? What am I supposed to do? And how do I bring more of that into my life? And there's all sorts of reasons that we lose our self-love. And this could be a whole different episode, but there could be experiences in our life that have led us to significantly reduce our self-love or to eliminate it completely without our knowledge. It's just sort of happened. So to bring more self-love into your life, it can mean things like being able to talk to yourself with love instead of talking to yourself with judgment, talking to yourself negatively, and all of that chatter that goes on in your head. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough, whatever it is. And also self-love is about prioritizing yourself, making sure that you are a priority in your life, because you so are. And if you keep prioritizing other people all the time and you're not prioritizing yourself, then that might show that you need a little bit more of a self-love practice in your life. Something else that you can do to bring more self-love into your life is to just give yourself a break from self-judgment, comparing, and all of that stuff that is just exhausting and brings a low vibe energy to your life. Trust yourself, be true to yourself, be nice to yourself, and set healthy boundaries all the time. This is one of the most important things when it comes to self-love. Being able to put boundaries in place without feeling guilty that you're going to hurt someone else because you're putting yourself first. And also forgiving yourself when there was a situation when you might not have been true to yourself or nice to yourself. So there's definitely times in our lives where we could have handled things better and we could have been nicer to ourselves. So if you have put yourself through situations where you have had to learn a lesson, maybe the hard way, then make sure you actually spend some time forgiving yourself for doing that, or for being a part of that, or for putting yourself through that experience or that situation, because I'm a firm believer that life is always happening for us and not to us. And if you can just reach in and find that silver lining of that situation, then that will make you be able to access forgiveness for yourself a lot easier. And remember, there's always help. There's always someone that can walk by your side with these sorts of things, like a coach like myself, or like a therapist or a counselor. There's always someone that can be by your side when you're going through things and you just don't really know how to navigate through it. And, for other people, self-love can be also another way to practice more self-care in your life. So things like listening to your body, things like taking breaks from work and moving and stretching and making that a priority. Self-love might look like putting your phone down and connecting to yourself and connecting to others, or doing something creative. It can also be something as simple as eating healthy food, but sometimes indulging in naughty foods. So I'm just going to give you a few ways to practice self-love. If you are like, yeah, I need more of that in my life, here's a few ways to practice self-love. And the first thing is always becoming aware, becoming mindful, becoming present, and realizing what is actually going on. So people who have more self-love in their life actually tend to know what they think, what they feel, and what they want. So it's really great to have some time to really feel into yourself and tune into yourself. And that's why I love yoga and meditation so much, because it allows you to access that. Number 2 is taking actions based on your needs rather than your wants. So think about staying focused on what it is that you actually need, because that way you'll turn away from those autopilot moments where you might have some sort of a behavior pattern that gets you into some sort of trouble, or it keeps you stuck. And what that might do will lessen the self-love that you have. So take actions on what you need rather than what you want. So what are your needs? Practicing good self-care. You all have access to my free self-care list. I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Feel free to download that, create your own list, and make sure you have it next to you so that you always do one of those self-care items. I have a list of 22 of my favorite on that list, which you can have access to. So think about things like healthy activities, amazing nutrition, exercise, proper sleep, intimacy, friendships. So whatever it is that lights you up. And lastly, make room for healthy habits. So instead of self-sabotaging habits, let's try to make a way for some healthy habits. And start by doing something like looking at the mirror at yourself and expressing some sort of self-love to yourself, whatever that might be. And think about healthy habits like nutrition, healthy habits like exercise, and what you're actually spending time doing. Is that an act that can bring in more self-love to your life? Or is that something that doesn't? And just doing things that light you up is my most important tip. For example, something that I love is being in nature. So I make that a priority. Most of you know that I'm on an autoimmune healing journey at the moment. So yep, another time for me to refocus on all of these beautiful habits like yoga, meditation, nature, and starting the day doing things that really, really, really light me up and light my soul on fire, because we all deserve to feel special. We all deserve to feel love, and we all deserve to feel happy every single day. And this is accessible to you. I hope those tips helped and I hope you loved this episode. Until next week, I love you and I'll see you then. Thank you times infinity for spending time with me. It really means a lot. Putting yourself first will really help escalate your goals, your dreams, and I love being on the journey with you. So make sure you come and tell me on my Instagram at Whole Health, which is HOL_health, and comment below this podcast photo to share your thoughts on my show today. And if you enjoyed it, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify so that I can keep bringing amazing value to you. I'm sending you truckloads of love, power, and joy. Bye for now.